Hello, internet friends. How are you all doing today? How is everybody? Angel, Graham, Dolphin, Brianna, Max, Sandy, Aunt Julie, Star, Jennifer, Monica, Carrie, Tina, Katrina, Betty, let's see, House Music, Kelly, Aunt Julie, Pam, check. Hello, Angel. How is everybody doing today? Diesel, Wolf, hi, Christine. And if I missed anybody, welcome in everybody to Daphne's Case Files. I have a guest in the back. Her name is Salty. She is actually a member of this channel, and I'm bringing her on today because um, she has a little bit of different theories compared to mine, and I love all theories of what's going on with the case. So let me adjust my camera real quick so we can. I felt like I was sideways. Let me put it in the middle. Sorry, guys. There we go. Can everybody hear me okay? I'm still under the weather, so I just want to make sure everybody can hear me. Hello, good to see everybody. Hello, Sally, Deanna, Roxanne, Brianna. So I'm going to bring in my friend Salty. She's going to join us today, and we're just going to kind of go over some theories, probably play a few videos. I hear you in Florida. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Aunt Julie. All right. I am going to bring her in. I forget how I did this before. There we go. Let's add her to stage. There she goes. Hello, Salty. How are you?
Hey, how are you, everyone? Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can hear you. Can chat here, Salty? Make sure everybody can
Perfect.
hear. I'm going to do some music in the background because I feel like it's so quiet in my house. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm just going to put some boring music on in the background. There we go. So Salty is actually a member of the channel, and we've been trying to get her on. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys can hear. To just kind of like throw some ideas off each other, and just I like to hear what she has to say, and vice versa, because we're all worried about what happened, like to Jack and Lilly. Like it's crazy how they just disappeared. It just went poof, kind of like Sebastian Rogers, right? And we all know children don't go poof. So, Salty, what do you think? Like, let me hear your theories on what you believed happened to Jack and Lilly.
Oh, goodness.
Go ahead, spit it
Well,
out.
let me start off by saying I'm not a professional at all. And so this is just my own opinion, and that could mean absolutely nothing because everybody has an opinion. I'm
Mhm.
not local to the area or anything like that. I don't know these people personally. So please don't anyone take what I say as a personal attack on anyone.
Of course not. Of course not.
Um, But I don't know. I don't really know what I think. All I know is at first I did think my mind immediately went to Daniel
Hmm.
because I think that's in most cases that's usually what it is someone who's close to the kids. Kids don't just disappear into thin
Yep.
air. Um, But I had a conversation with someone recently that kind of made me reconsider that.
Hmm.
And the whole reason behind that is Daniel and Malaya, and I think it's pretty safe to say, although Daniel's family could be very hardworking, they're very much blue collar. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of like generational wealth or anything in the family.
Hmm.
Added to that, the alleged drug issues that Daniel and or Malaya may have, $150,000 reward is a life-changing amount of money. That's
Oh yeah.
like move to a different country, down payment on a house. type of thing.
Mhm.
And so I think that if either Daniel or Malaya had enough evidence on the other
Mhm.
to lead to where the children were, it would be known and acted upon at this point. They immediately turned on each other at day 2.
Oh, I agree.
The
I
fact that
agree.
you haven't makes me think that it wasn't either of them.
Mhm.
And so I think the best way is to kinda go through what could it be and what isn't it, right? So first off, it could be that, uh, Daniel did something terrible to the kids,
Mhm.
um, but it doesn't make sense that Malaya would cover or still be covering. They could have done something to the kids together, but it doesn't make sense that Malaya would do something like that, such a permanent solution to an issue where, she's gonna leave Daniel anyway, or she was planning to, seems to be. Um, it doesn't make sense unless she truly did view the kids as a burden, and I don't think that was the case, but maybe she thought it would be easier starting over again with 1 versus 3. It's a terrible
Mhm.
thing to say about someone that I don't know, so please take that with a grain of salt. I'm just
Yeah, yeah, of
speculating
course.
here. I don't mean anything personally by it. But I
No,
don't
I
think
agree.
that's the case, even though, they may have struggled, because of, rug use or whatever the case may be, just not
Mhm.
having a lot of money to take care of the kids. I think there's a difference between not having money to provide, the proper clothing for your kids and not having love to give them. Um, and I don't think that Malaya didn't love the kids. Maybe she didn't have all the tools and support to handle having a third kid when she did with two younger kids that still needed a lot of support. I don't know, it's not for me to
Mhm.
say, but I think that she really did love her kids.
Mhm.
And so I can't see her intentionally doing anything to them or staying quiet. And if Daniel had done something to the kids in front of her, I think we would be looking for 3 people, not 2.
Yeah,
Um,
understandable.
I
W
also considered, like who has gonna benefit the most?
Yeah, yeah, who's gonna
And
benefit the most? And what would make what would make someone like a motive too, like you're saying,
yeah,
that would benefit. What do you think of them? Because I went through a million and one theories too in the beginning, like I've been through, and then as, time went on, voice messages came out, text messages came out, just so much started coming out as the case went along, and I changed that. At first, I started out as, because I heard the neighbor, the rug party, and I thought, well, maybe they had the party, and maybe one of the people over there at the party had spotted the 2 children just moseying around and was a bad person, and maybe stayed the night over there that night, or maybe they came back the following day, maybe overheard, Malaya wasn't gonna send them to school, and, decided to take off with them the next day or so, you know what I mean? Like, that was one of my theories at first. Um,
yeah, I kinda had thought the same thing, but then we learned that, Daniel really doesn't seem to like when Malaya I don't know that she ever
yeah.
has had a friend over except for
Mhm.
Hayden and his girlfriend.
Mhm. Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
so but, this isn't the only time that kids have gone missing in Nova Scotia. I mean, look at the Dylan Ayler case.
Mhm.
The fact that there was an attempted abduction either 6 months before or after that. Um,
Mhm.
I'm
No.
honestly, and I know it probably sounds like some crazy conspiracy theory, but I am leaning towards a planned abduction, not even an off chance. I think it was someone close to the family that knew the
Mm-hmm.
habits of the family, knew them well enough to
Yeah.
know, 3 out of 4 Fridays these kids miss school. They're not going to be at, they've already missed a
Mm-hmm.
day this week. They're probably not going to be there tomorrow. I don't know.
Well,
Or
I
it
mean,
could have been just opportunity, but that would even narrow it down a lot because it's not a huge populated area. It's probably
mm-hmm.
the same people driving in and out of there to work at the same times each day.
Yep, Janie said that. She said that it's usually between like 7 and 8:30, I think. She says the most traffic in the morning, and then at night like around 4 and 6. And then she said a lot of her family members live in that area. Like you got her ex-husband, you got her brother. Well, she said there's 5. Uh 4 brothers plus her makes 5. Then you got Daniel, which he lives on the same property, of course. And then you have Earl, that makes 7. And then if they have girlfriends, boyfriends, or you know what I mean, like other family members that live with them, there could be more. Uh, so it could be
Mhm.
someone closer to the family, like you said. Um, Someone, you know what I mean, like in the area. But then you have the RCMP, and they say no evidence of an abduction, and it's like, whoa, wouldn't there be
I
some
don't
kind of paper trail or
yeah, I mean,
something?
I don't know if I would come to the same conclusion as them because if I think the evidence is the lack of children that were there an hour or 2 before.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you
There's no
think? Oh,
evidence of an abduction, there's no evidence of foul play, they're telling us. There's no
yeah,
they don't think they're in the woods, and they've taken so long with the cadaver dogs to come. Eh,
yeah, yeah. What is up with that? Because like, if they would have came and they spent all that money for them to come out, I know Daniel says, well, I think they just brought them in to make the public happy. Well, they're not going to spend all that money funds on bringing in. I mean, that's a lot of money to bring in those specialized trained dogs when they can be using them on a different case or something. So it's like, do they obviously know more than we know. I mean, and especially what they're letting out. So it's so hard. But what do you think with, like, now you have CPS was there before, then you have alleged abuse, even though it's not stated in the docs, with the CPS and stuff, with the black eyes. I mean, that's just a lot of black eyes from the kids having and stuff, right? And then what else was it? I mean, Malaya did say he held her down and took her phone, but that's not, you know what I mean? But she said something different in the documents. So it's kind of like, like we get close to something and then gets pulled back. It's it's so
well,
hard.
you have to consider though if someone is being in an abusive relationship or being abused, and if they're speaking in front of the person who's being abusive, their story might be quite different than what they say when they're not around. It could just be that they're in survival mode themselves and need to say whatever to feel safe. It could also be that if if Daniel had done something to the kids that was terrible and Malaya witnessed that she could have
Mhm.
been so traumatized and in shock that she just shut down.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, why is she not freaking out? Like Janie said, did it happen earlier and she already freaked out and knew they weren't there? Because how dispatch today, like I listened and I pulled out 2 different times. They said 8 o'clock, and then now with Malaya's call to her mom at 8:30, maybe she already did the freak out thing and she had Daniel look for him and he couldn't find him, and she kind of made a conclusion that somebody took them, or he did something, or somebody else did something, maybe. So she cooled off already by the time police got there, like a couple hours later. if they did go missing at 8 o'clock, as what they told searchers. You know what I mean? Like last seen, last heard at 8 o'clock or whatever. 0800. So maybe she had
Yeah.
time to pull off. It's just, I feel something is just not right with their
But you
timeline.
know what's really weird? It's not even just the timeline, it's the description that they gave of what the kids were wearing when they were
Yes.
last seen. It
Yep.
matches like 100% the photos that they released to the public of Jack in his brown pants and brown shirt and Lilly in her pink shirt.
Oh,
And
shoot. Yeah, I never realized that. I wonder if I could pull that up.
I'm thinking, like, did they even have any clue? Did they just, pull that out because they saw it
Oh,
in the
yeah.
picture they sent and they like pulled it from their memory? And um
Yeah. That, wow, you're good. Wow, that's amazing. You're good. I never thought of that. I
because I don't
never
know,
thought of
like
that.
this story about Thursday night, she takes the time to brush their teeth, but they go to bed in the same clothes that they wore all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever slept with a pair of socks on?
I don't like wearing socks at night. I
I
hate it.
don't I don't know anyone that wears socks to bed. I think that makes you a psychopath. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
couldn't
know.
do
I
it.
hate it.
But why was Lily sleeping in socks and a sweatshirt? Did they not have heat in the house? And how does that
Huh.
make sense with all the firewood
Yeah,
that's
because it's
out
supposed
front?
to have a wood thing, a wood stove. Huh. Yeah, true. And a backpack too, right? Like, why would she be sleeping with a backpack? It's not like I mean, one that she brings with her to stay overnight at like grandma's or something, you know?
Right? But
That's
then here's
weird.
the thing, that's her going out backpack, right?
Yeah,
It would make
exactly.
sense that when they get home from town, she would
Hmm.
have that backpack with her. She would probably have her sweater on and stuff. The kids go outside to play or whatever. Malaya goes inside with the baby, eats her poutine, turns on a show.
Hmm.
Maybe she fell asleep. Maybe Daniel was out doing his own thing, not really paying attention to the kids. Maybe the kids actually wandered off late
That night.
Thursday night.
Yeah. And the temps got down into the low 40s. Someone said, I thought they got under that, like freezing. But wait, who wrote that? That's actually Pink Roses. Are you local there? I thought someone said lower than that. Ooh, what was that? I have a
Oh, that was
question
my
up on the
Venusaur.
screen. No, you're fine. I thought it was my stupid music playing again. I was like, what is it doing? um, Pink Roses, are you local there? Um, what do you think about I have a question on the screen. Can you see it? So they can't have visitations with or even talk on the phone with the other children. Um, Now, I know Janie mentioned something about um, face or not FaceTiming, but Facebook Messenger her eldest granddaughter on her birthday on June 25th, I believe it was. And so she was able to, I guess, maybe say happy birthday, maybe gets a response from her. I'm not too sure. But what do you think about that? Like, what do you think about the can't talk to the other children?
I think that would really bother Janie because just the way that she talks about them, I feel like there is a divide in her mind between her own grandkids and Lily and Jack. And I feel like maybe it's not even intentional that she resents them, but it does come out that way a little bit when
Yeah.
she says that she had to give up her home or else Daniel, Malaya, the
Mhm.
kids, Meadow wouldn't have anywhere else to go.
Yep.
It makes me feel like that wasn't a voluntary thing that she did. It was done out of responsibility and obligation and
Yep.
not maybe out of love for Daniel, but not out of truly wanting to. It doesn't seem like there was really a choice. It was either, you know, they're going to be there anyway on her couch, or at least she's in the RV and has her own space.
Yeah.
But Janie's a grandmother, right? And you can
Mhm.
tell the way she walks, like she's got some issue, I think, with either her hip or her back. Doesn't seem
Yeah.
like she's got full mobility. And that would be a really hard living situation for her
Oh,
in that
yeah, that tiny
RV
space. Mhm.
over winter. And I mean, she's got holes in her shoes in the CBC interview, but she's talking about how she's going to buy Lilly and Jack a
Mhm.
pool. That doesn't
Oh,
really make
man, you are
sense to
good.
me.
You are good with
Um,
the shoes. Yeah, that's a good eye.
Unfortunately, when it comes to motive, like the one person that I could see that would benefit from that, aside from like an outside uninvolved party,
Mhm.
Janie, because she's got her
Yeah.
whole home at stake, her
Yep.
security as a senior.
Yep. Exactly.
How many more winters can she do in that RV realistically? How is she even bathing? Like she probably has to go into the house and their shower and
Yeah, I know. I was wondering that if that actually worked in there, if she had like a little shower or something in there because I don't think so. I mean, the floor's rotted out and stuff, but it seems like she was very spiteful. Like, she said at the end, like you just said, she's like, Malaya should have been grateful for that. She didn't say anything about Daniel should have been grateful. She said Malaya should have been grateful for that, for her actually um going into the RV. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But what do you
I do
think?
agree with that. Like Malaya should have been grateful for that, but there's a difference between being grateful and owing someone your whole life and just,
Mhm,
bowing down to them because they've done one good thing. You thank them and
mhm.
you're good to them, but then at some point you move on and you have to live life. It doesn't mean you're not going to have other disagreements with that person that are completely unrelated. And I think if you
Yeah.
expect special treatment because someone's done you a favor, it kind of makes you seem a little bit manipulative.
Oh, yeah. No, I completely agree with you. And it seems like she expected Malaya to, because she even mentions like she never got to watch Meadow at all, like, but two times. And that's because Malaya was like having an anxiety attack and went to the hospital. And then another time because she wanted to get out of the house or something and help Daniel with the wood. So it's like, I think it kind of made her feel like she was a I'm not trying to be mean, but it makes you feel like you're like something's wrong with you because I can't see my grandchild. Like, why? You know what I mean? And then now we hear like she can't have visitations with her other grandchildren either. So did something happen there? You know what I mean? Like, is there more that we're just not? Because why can't yes, the children went missing from that house, but why can't they just talk over on the phone to her grandchildren, her other grandchildren? You know what I mean? Like, what would that hurt? I don't
Yeah.
understand that. You know what I mean? Like, what would
Unless, yeah, there must have been some history with Janie being the same way, maybe with
mhm.
Daniel's other ex. I mean, we see with his latest ex how she kind of immediately took Daniel's side there. So maybe, I mean, that Daniel's her baby. So
Oh,
maybe,
yeah.
above all else.
Yeah, you could tell, like, she's like, which there's nothing wrong with that, but like, there's a time where, like, mom needs to mind her own business, but he is on her property, so that is her business, I guess, right? Um,
Yeah, if he expects to be treated like an adult, maybe he should take care of his
yep,
family and be an adult and
yep,
not go back
exactly.
to mommy's.
Yep, exactly, exactly.
But I will say, Daniel has mentioned that the Jack's jacket, his little summer spring jacket,
Oh,
was
yeah,
missing that morning, and
yep,
there's no way that Jack would have been able to reach that off the hook. And he's convinced that someone took that and put it on Jack before they left. Now, consider this. If someone
mhm,
did take the kids for whatever reason, they would have to know what point of entry would be easiest. They would need to know the layout inside that trailer. They would also need to know, hey, the sliding door is actually pretty quiet. Who knew that?
Mhm. Exactly. And we didn't hear about any fingerprints or anything taken. There's no other track marks. Janie says she hears everything. Like if somebody, you know what I mean? Even if they park on the side of the road and walk up, her dog's going to hear everything. You know what I mean? So, but her dog, she said the dog only barked when she heard the kids were out there giggling or whatever. And that was just for a brief moment. Like you would think the dogs have different tones, right?
Yeah.
Like they have a tone when they're like, they know it's you and blah, blah, blah. But when it's somebody like my dog, when the mail lady comes by, she's, you know what I mean? Compared to like if like I'm coming home, it's a different bark, right? Like
Oh,
it's
for
like,
sure.
you
Well,
can
and
tell.
so Malaya said she heard the kids playing in the room next to theirs. Daniel
Mhm,
said that he heard Jack out in the kitchen. Lily was popping her head in and out of the room. But it's
mhm.
actually Janie that says that she heard the kids playing outside.
Yep.
And also, Janie wakes up at 6. She has her tea, whatever. She lets the dog out around 7, and then she goes back inside. Would notice
Mhm.
if she's outside, feeding the chickens and stuff, she would notice that the kids aren't getting ready and going to school. But also, after this whole big kerfuffle, Daniel and Malaya didn't even go check inside her RV to see if the kids would be there. So why was that?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
either that they knew that they weren't in the RV, or there was that level of trust that they just assumed if the kids were in the RV that Janie would tell them or whatever. But they don't
Yeah.
actually go inside and check.
Mm-mm.
Janie hears Daniel screaming in the house for the kids or whatever, and she doesn't immediately come out of the RV. Why not?
Yeah.
What was she doing inside the RV that she couldn't immediately come out? She had already been out earlier
Crazy.
feeding the chickens. She was probably decent dressed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I think she said she was on Temu and then she dozed off and then went on Facebook and dozed off or something. But yeah, and then that's another thing too. What you said about Daniel screaming, just like the dog. You know what I mean? The dog's going to bark at different people, you know what I mean? Differently. So, like, if he's hollering, like, and she said only Jack too. She said only because Jack, Lily, where are you? But like Jack, get out of the chicken coop because remember she said Jack always lets my chickens out, and I already let my chickens out. So was Daniel just hollering for Jack, or was he yelling for Jack and Lily? You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
and that's the thing, right? She said um, she woke up when she heard Daniel yelling for
mhm,
Jack and Lily.
yeah,
Didn't think anything of it because Jack liked to look for bugs and get into things when he's doing that. So she thought Daniel might have been yelling at Jack for that reason. So there's a very big difference
yep,
yelling for someone and yelling at someone.
exactly. And why, if he's yelling at Jack, why would he be saying Jack and Lily? You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If it's only Jack that gets into stuff, why would he be calling both of their names? So
I
that's
just
what.
don't understand all the dozing that, I mean, it's not just Daniel and Malaya, but Janie's dozing half the morning too. Like, what a life.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could doze that much, man. I'm telling you, good God. Like,
But
seriously.
the way this is laid out, I'm wondering if her first story was on Friday, she got up at 6, had tea and cigarettes. Around 7, she went out and tended to her chickens and let her dog out. She went back inside and
Mhm.
played a game on her phone. And then maybe the second version was her dog started barking and that woke her up. Heard the kids
Mhm.
in the backyard and all the swings playing. Then she dozed off. Then she woke up again when she heard Daniel yelling for Jack and Lily. Like it seems like she's giving separate accounts of the same story because it doesn't work if you try to mush it all together.
Yeah.
You're not gonna wake up and fall back asleep 6 or 7 times in a morning. Like, she's not that old that
Yeah.
she's, you know, in and out of consciousness all the time.
She's 59. Like, that's not
Yeah,
old at all. That's not old at all. That's not even here in the United States. That's not even old enough to collect Social Security yet. Like, you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, you're supposed to be what, 64, 65, or maybe 66. I don't know. I know they keep raising it so you can't retire, but I don't know
You
what it
know
is in
what is weird is this call that she got from her brother at 8:48, and apparently
Canada.
they talked about going to town. Well, originally she said that she might have learnt the children were gone around 8:48 a.m. before she talked to Ron, but then
Yeah.
she later clarified that in her second statement, which was taken on May 5th. When we consider what happened between 2nd and May 5th, it was the whole big with, you know, Malaya's family accusing Daniel for his involvement. And Daniel actually gave another statement on May 4th. And then on May 5th, it's like after it's, you know, all cleared up, it feels like Janie has switched her story around to better align with Daniel's.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
I'm
the
pulling
whole
that up
call at
now.
8:48, they talked about going to town, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
then he calls back at
No.
10:19 after all this happens. And it's a very
Mm-hmm.
quick call. It's like a minute. Well, and then
Yeah.
he shows up. And Janie doesn't mention that at all in her statement that Ron has shown up or been on the property on Friday. Why would she not say that?
Yeah,
So he
exactly.
shows up at the property. Then he leaves to go speak with a neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
but
And
then
then he
he
goes
still
shopping.
goes to town.
Then he
So
still
what was
goes to
he
town.
doing? Yeah, what was he doing
Yeah.
between 8:48 and 10:19? Why did
That's
he need to go speak with the neighbor? Like, that was more important than going to town, but he didn't
mm-hmm.
actually search for the kids until he
He
got
got
back
back.
from town.
Yeah. I know, and that's why I think that the kids were missing earlier. They were either missing at like 8 o'clock or they were missing Thursday night, in my opinion. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, and maybe that's why there was no boot prints because they got out Thursday night. But you'd still think there would be more boot prints and stuff. I don't know. And they just fabricated that whole thing. And Malaya got mad at Daniel because he was supposed to be watching them while he was fixing the fence, maybe, or something. I don't know. It's just crazy to me. Like, maybe he locked them out because he thought they were inside. It's just so, you know what I mean? Because he's got,
Maybe he thought they were the bear and they were trying to get inside.
yeah,
Maybe they froze to death. Like, sadly,
God, yeah. And they just went off and curled up somewhere to keep. It just sucks, man. It just sucks. You know,
um, yeah.
and all because, in my opinion, that timeline has been fabricated, and I have so many screenshots of them like saying Daniel, he said don't believe Malaya's time of the 911 call, and then she showed the 911 like screenshot, right? And then it's like they figured out their timeline from that, so you could tell like Malaya and him hadn't been talking because like she had, you know what I mean, like she had the solid proof of the 911 call. So that tells me that when that whole thing with Malaya standing on the driveway probably didn't even happen because it seems like it happened earlier. I don't know. It's so weird, guys. It's so odd. It's like a mind fuck, right? Excuse my language.
It's very weird, the whole thing. But then even later that evening at the press conference,
Yeah.
well, actually, during the day, Janie wasn't even over in the mini home with Malaya and her family, like to give moral support or anything. She just stayed over by herself in the RV. And then when it was time for the press conference, she didn't go. I guess she had a visitor come and she said that they sat out on her deck and had a smoke
Yes.
instead of,
Patty. Her and Patty, right?
yeah.
Yeah, her and Patty. And then that was when, was it Hayden or Haley's boyfriend or something was trying to take her home or something, right? When the press conference was going on.
I'm not sure, but I know that there's two Patties, and I don't know which one it was. Was it Patty as
Oh,
in her
yeah.
mother Patty, or was it Patty as in Malea's
That's
grandmother?
that's right. That's right. I forgot because that's her mom's name. Janie's mom's name is Patty. I forgot about that. It wasn't specified. Uh, hold on. All I remember is in that I have the transcripts. I actually made transcripts today of her voice messages. But I remember, yeah, that she was sitting there smoking a cigarette. Um, and I want to say it was Patty. I think it's Malea's grandmother, actually, because I remember her saying they were coming to pick her up or something. Patty and I were having a cigarette on the back porch. And Cody, I think his name is, which is Haley's boyfriend. I'm pretty sure. Wait, was Janie's mom there? Joyous, I think it was Patty, Malea's grandma. That's what we're trying to figure out right now. Someone asked if it
Would
was.
Janie's mom have been there? Because I thought Ron was taking her mom into town. I thought that was the whole thing. Maybe they were both there.
Let me look. I'll pull up the transcript. Give me just a second. Trying to find it now. I have wage transcripts up here. I have dispatch transcripts. Give me just a second. It's a Word document I made today. So let's see. Jeannie transcripts. Let's see. Attachment. It could have been. I totally forgot about that because I have when Janie first started talking, she said that they were talking about her mom's name in this chat. So hold on one second. Now I did this transcript off of Charmaine's video, so it has like Charmaine talking in the beginning. But here, let me see. Mine's all out of order, so I just used hers. Okay, I want to make sure I'm not removing you. All right, I'm removing me. Or no, the middle thing. Here we go. Okay, share screen. I'm not used to having 3 screens up, so that's why I was. Okay, is this it right here? Way transcripts. All right, I think it's this one. Here it is. Okay. And add a stage. Okay, so this is the transcripts for Janie. Yes, okay. So let me look for it. All I have to do, can you guys see that? Everybody can see that on stage? All right, so Control F, that is like my favorite thing is Control F because I can find any word in a document so I don't have to look for it. I'm just going to look for Patty and it should pull up everything with Patty in it. Grandmother Patty, Malea's aunt. I don't know her name. I never met her. 2 great aunts. Okay. That's when she was talking about the family reunion right here. Okay. In the trailer. Okay. Here it is, I think. After the fight or the altercation at the end of the driveway, everybody left except Malea's grandmother Patty was here and she was going to stay the night, but I think it was, which should have said Cody. Haley's boyfriend came and took her. She didn't want to leave, but Cody came and took her and they left. There was nobody here after that. It should say cigarette somewhere though. I remember that. Maybe
Yeah,
she
that was
mentioned
Saturday evening. There was nobody here after that. Everybody left on Saturday evening.
Exactly. Here it is where she says, I know Patty has been here a lot more times than Cindy because Patty has never missed a kid's birthday party. And then, okay, she's talking about Patty not driving anymore. All right. And then Hayden would come over at birthday parties and drive Patty. And then, it can't be too many. Let's see. They went to school. Okay, here she is talking about Wednesday. They left around 12 to go to Patty's to do laundry. They didn't get home until 10. The reason I know is my dog barked. See, this is like just very vague. You know what I mean? Like just small statements. The other thing is like she kind of just I panicked, I ran everywhere hollering, and like different wording, you know what I mean? Sorry, I just noticed that. I can tell you about Patty. I know she showed up. Okay, here it is. Here's what we were looking for. The only one that I could tell you about is Patty. Patty, I know when she showed up when everybody left for the briefing, because her and I sat on the back deck and we had a smoke. And then Cody, that's Haley's boyfriend, came back and took her and got her in the car, and he drove her car home because it was late and everybody cleared out. So it was definitely Malaya's grandmother. So I just wanted to make sure of that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
and I know that this is kind of jumping topics here, but in the documents where Malaya's grandmother Patty gives her statement.
Okay, I have. I'm not sure
if you want to pull that up and look at it.
Okay, let me find them. Wait, which one is this? Is this the documents here? Oh my gosh, everything is like. I think this is it. Wait, and make sure this is okay. This is it right here. All right, I'll pull them up. I got like 100 windows open here. All right, give me just a second. Which one are you looking for? Which or here, I'll just pull it up and then I can look for it.
I know there's a lot of them, isn't there?
Yeah, but I can find whatever with just doing a word search. I've made it like easy for myself. Thank God.
What's her name? Patty. What's her last name?
Patty McKenzie, right?
No, that would be Janie's last name. Patty Brooks. Patty Murray.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Patty Brooks. Yeah. All right. Let me add it to stage. There we go. Yeah, I could just do a search real quick. So, Patty. Oh, does she spell it P-A-T? Okay, one I. All right, everybody can see that on stage?
Patty Pearson, I guess, yeah. Different line.
Yes, Patty Pearson, right here, yeah. On May 5th, Hall took a statement for, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so Patty said she last saw them all, Malaya, Daniel, and the kids, when they came to visit. She wasn't sure of the date, but said it was early in the week, 1 or 2 weeks before. So this was on May 5th. So if it was early in the week, 1 or 2 weeks before, that would mean that she last saw them, all of them.
Easter.
May.
Easter. Right?
May 5th. A week before would have been, yeah, this 29th or 30th. Like early in the week isn't Wednesday. Like that's midweek.
Yeah.
So that would be like Easter or before. And then what she says is very interesting though, because when they came over, Daniel stayed in the car and Malaya did laundry. Malaya and Daniel left with Meadow to an appointment. And Malaya might have gotten groceries, but she couldn't remember if she took the children or not. So if Malaya and Daniel took Meadow to the appointment and to get the groceries, where were the kids? Why couldn't she remember? Did the kids also stay in the car the whole time, and was that normal, or was there a reason that they didn't want the kids to see or speak to Patty?
I don't know.
Maybe it was because of Lily's black eye.
I know, it is so odd. I don't know. But remember, like, there was something stated that, so this one says Daniel stayed in the car and Malaya did the laundry. That's a long ass time to stay in the car, right?
But also, I don't think she even did the laundry. I'm pretty sure Patty probably did the laundry.
Yeah, I could have after hearing, yeah.
It takes what, a half hour to an hour to do a load of laundry just to wash it?
Yeah, and then put it in the dryer.
Then you have to switch it. And then apparently she had all this laundry. But then if you look at all the running around that they did in the timeline on Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing too. Like, but maybe, you know, she is older, so maybe she, you know what I mean? Like she can't remember all the way, maybe, you know what I mean? She is older. I don't know how old she is, but maybe she just, hold on one second. Rachel, thank you so much for your super sticker, sweetheart. And Enoch, thank you so much. If you received one of those gifted memberships from Enoch, please tell her thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
But you know what Patty doesn't mention in her statement is that she gave Malaya permission to use her debit card.
Oh, so she didn't give her permission?
Well, it's not expressly written here. She doesn't mention them coming back to drop the debit card off again.
Let me see.
And my whole point with that is if Patty is older and she's not able to recall all these details, that's elder abuse.
I agree. Like, because if she supposedly has dementia or something like that, and they're, yeah, I agree. That's ridiculous. Joyous, thank you so much, Joyous. You spoil me. If you guys received one of those gifted memberships from Joyous, please tell her thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Please tell her thank you. She's
But
awesome.
that's what kind of bothers me about this case too. Like there's like everybody, like yes, the kids are missing and that should be the focus, absolutely. But I believe like the RCMP should be cluing into these other things and following up on them and maybe even laying some charges, and maybe they would get somewhere with finding out what's gone on with Lilly and Jack, because to just overlook all this stuff and do tunnel vision on. And I really feel like maybe they do have tunnel vision, because even with the polygraph tests, they stated the whole reason for doing them was to rule them out as suspects.
Yeah.
They went in there already with confirmation bias. They had already made up in their minds that these kids wandered off. They had already ruled out. So they were just going through the motions of it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was also thinking too, maybe, I don't know. Actually, I don't even want to bring that up because I don't want to, because I was, geez, man, maybe, yeah, I don't want to bring it up. Sorry. I don't want to cause like an issue with the whole, you know what I mean? Because Durwood had brought that up at one point, and I honestly don't believe that they're on the reserve. I don't believe they're on the reserve, but maybe they're not like trying to pursue like Malaya's side because they feel like that wouldn't be good. You know what I mean? Like, because I know that the RCMP and the reserve don't get along very well. There's been issues over like marijuana and stuff like that, where they try to sell marijuana, you know, as a business or whatever, because it's legal up there. But there's been a lot of issues between the RCMP and the reserve in the past. So I don't know, maybe they didn't want to push like Malaya, because you know what I mean? Because she's part of the reserve. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
She's native. So maybe that's why, but then on the other hand, like maybe we just, because we know that they're talking to one family member, and that is Malaya. So
I think Durwood is just such a ridiculous clown, I have to say, unfortunately. And I'm not even saying that just based off of what I've heard him say in his lives that he's done, but I went and I looked at his little Durwood O'Grady Facebook account that he created. And the things that he posted were just really in poor taste. Like there was one joke about a waitress with black eyes and how we want her to take his order because apparently she didn't listen very well, and thought that was hilarious. And I'm sorry, but the things that you share on your social media say a lot about you as a person and the things that you find funny and don't take seriously.
I agree. You know what he told me one day on one of my videos? He said the chickens ate the children. I was like, that, what an asshole, because, excuse my language, at that point, because Janie, I think she had just come out or something, was maybe, I don't know, it was around that time. And the chickens are being brought up a lot. And I'm telling you, like, I'm from the South and people do some nasty shit down there to hide bodies. So it wasn't very funny to me. You know what I mean? Like,
Not funny, but I don't think they
yeah,
would, just because they seem to not be very motivated to clean things, and to
yeah,
put someone through a wood chipper, which is a maritime special. Like, that's the
yeah.
favorite rumor that everybody runs with. It's either a wood chipper or blame Ontario. It was a white van, Ontario plates, right? Those are the two
Oh, yeah, I remember the white
maritime
wood
specials.
thingy. Mm-hmm.
Um, but that would make such a big mess. There's no way that they would clean that all, and
Yeah.
I
You
don't
could
think
do
it's
that.
realistic. But I think that the whole theory behind putting this story out there, that the kids are on some reserve somewhere, is
Mm-hmm.
that
Cause chaos or something, right?
as long as there's like reasonable doubt that the kids haven't been murdered, there's not really any way to prosecute anyone for that.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as
No,
that
I agree.
story lives,
Yep. And if they took him serious, they would already. It's a wonder he hasn't been arrested for doing that shit, right?
do we
That
know
was
who his kids are?
Durwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one son had come out and spoke on another YouTube channel. God, which one was it? That Jordan, I think his name is. I could be wrong. Do you guys remember Durwood's son's names, guys? Blah, blah, can't talk. Um, Jordan, I think his name was, right? Smiley story just announced Jake Hare. Oh yeah, I heard about Jake Hare pleaded guilty on all accounts. Good. But the mom
There
needs in jail
is
too.
a lot of interesting things in some of these last names on the Canley website. If you go on and look,
What
I
is
don't
it
know if
called?
these people are related,
Oh,
Canley, but
mm-hmm.
there are different types of offenses that range from human trafficking of a minor to drug trafficking to theft, DUI, weapons assault, SA, not under Darren's name, not under Jordan's name, but there are quite a few Geddes, whatever, that seem to kind of run in that general lifestyle. And I'm not sure if they are related or not, but I thought it was interesting when I
Yeah,
searched
that
that.
name. Yeah, that name, like you said, is all over. My girlfriend, she had went around and did some videos. This was a few weeks back, and in one of the cemeteries there, like an old, I think it was the Pioneer Cemetery. It's very close to their home, to Jack and Lily's, well, where they used to live, where they went missing from. And on one of the tombstones, it says Geddes on there. So
Oh,
that
that's
name,
interesting.
Mackenzie, yeah. Martell's not as big. And what is it? Matheson? Very, yeah, very. Those names are. Mm-hmm.
I searched a few of them. Even Ward came up. Um, Not anything for the bus driver, Brian Ward,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
but
I heard your.
um,
Yeah, I heard you're on DT's channel last night.
yeah.
Yeah, I need to go watch that. I'm curious.
I
Like
mean,
some.
there's a lot of things on there. I'm not sure if there's any relation to Shane and Matthew Ward, or, I mean,
Huh.
and these go back, like, I mean, they have cases way back from like 1800 on there, so you have to really
Oh
look
yeah.
and make sure that what you're looking at is recent. But there was one I thought was funny from 1979. I don't know who it was. Probably definitely not Brian, because I don't think he's even that old. But there was one of them, I guess, that tried to set a prison on fire in Nova Scotia.
Oh
So that
my
was pretty
gosh.
interesting. But yeah, there's lots of stuff on there, and I don't know, in a town this small, everybody knows everybody, and I don't know.
Yep. everybody knows everybody, and for years they know their grandma grew up with their grandma and grandpa, and no, I agree. So
Now, what
they've
do you
got,
think, Daphne, with like all the new accusations that Daniel's new girlfriend has come out with against him? Like, what do you think
to
of all
tell you
that?
the to tell you the truth, Salty, I just don't even want to like entertain that shit. Like I just don't like I don't want to entertain it because I'm gonna put Jack and Lily's picture up here if you don't mind. Oh shit, where'd it go? I don't want to entertain it because I said this in the beginning when it first came out, that I felt that it was a distraction, um, and also to get a reaction out of Malaya, because
Mhm.
they just want her to talk. They want her to speak. I mean, that's all they want is her to talk or speak or something. And I feel that why would Daniel get with anybody right now? Why? Like, especially start like, how would you trust anybody? I think Daniel's known this woman before Malay and him broke up or whatever. I honestly believe, because it kind of sounds like in Logan's and her when she was talking to Susan, I think her name is, off of the Fog channel, the oh my god, but the Hidden in the Fog. There you go. Sorry, I almost said Fallen in the Fog. Um, Logan kind of mentioned something like an open relationship, and Susan was like, "No, I wasn't going to say that." So I wonder if he was seeing other people, but Malaya couldn't or something. So that's why I felt like, also, like, who in their right mind would date him? Like, with everything going, you know what I mean? Like, would you date somebody like that? But then there's people that date serial killers and stuff in prison. So I don't know. I guess you just have to be a
No,
person.
but I did see, like in some of the text messages that were shared, that after her name, what were the letters CI, which I believe stands for civilian informant. And I'm wondering if maybe
Whoa.
that was a botched attempt, um, to have someone working
Oh, I
kind
never
of
thought about, yeah, maybe
behind
like
the
the Mr.
scenes.
Big thing, right? Because how they did the Mr. Big um thing where they would pretend to be like civilians and then like get them involved with drug stuff or whatever. You have to look that up. But they say they don't do that anymore. So maybe they were. Maybe she was or is.
Oh,
I don't.
they definitely do Mr. Bigs here in Canada. It's really like they won't. It's different than the States because I guess they don't allow like plea deals and stuff, but they will
Mhm.
do the Mr. Big and try to catch people in the act, which I feel is more unethical than a plea deal. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just strange, but at the same time, if she shared, I think that this is a new era that we're going in with true crime, where we're gonna see a lot more where, in the past, like photographs were pretty damning evidence, and now
Mhm.
people can edit and alter things. Like,
Oh
where
yeah,
are we gonna be
AI.
in a few years when this is happening
Yeah.
all the time and you can't tell
Mhm.
truth from fiction anymore?
Oh, I know.
That
They need
kind of
to put a
worries me.
cap on it. They need to put a cap on AI like right now because these chips and stuff that these like I follow all these companies and stuff. Like it's amazing like what these chips can do and what AI does, and it's scary. They need to put a cap on it right now or it's going to just, I'm telling you, take over.
For
It's
sure.
Mhm.
And then, like, with this whole fantasy thing, I don't know. On one
That's
hand, I
crazy.
feel like a kink is a kink. Let's not shame. Like, he said this in private and didn't expect it to get
Yeah.
out there. But given the situation that he just went through, that would be very personal and should be for him a very traumatic thing to go through, whether you're related to the kid or not. How could you even how could you even think about that
Oh, I
without
know.
thinking about these kids and what could have? So to me, I think that that's a really, really big red flag, that whether it was supposed
Mhm.
to be out there or not, it is out there, and I hope the police pay attention to, because that's concerning. That's
Yeah, I
really
think
concerning.
yeah, it's abuse. It's sick. Exactly. It's sick, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like that's just sick, in my opinion. Oh,
And
it's true.
like
It's
I
sick.
said to you, I think privately when we spoke the other day, what reason would a stepfather have to go into their stepchildren's room in the
Yeah.
middle of the night and turn on the light?
Yeah. Yeah. I
If
know. I know. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
I
I hear.
don't want to go there, but
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
and
Why go in their room? And then he said Jack was up to or something like
the
that, didn't he?
fact that Jack was not yet potty trained is a
Yeah.
sign of
It's a sign. Yep.
regression, which happens when a child is abused, either physically or other
Mhm.
ways.
Yep.
Only other time in my life that I've seen a 4-year-old in a pull-up, I've known that that child was in a neglect situation and CPS was involved
Stress.
already.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
said that at the beginning of this case, everybody was very quick to defend that, but
No, it's
I,
true
I
because
stand
there's
by it.
something going on. There's something
Yeah.
going on there. Either abuse or stress or something. I agree. And with Lily
Um,
pulling her hair
Lily,
out,
yeah.
the
Pulling her hair
trichotillomania.
out?
Yeah, so it's called trichotillomania. Well, it's anxiety causes it, and I have it, but I've had it since I was like 7 or 8, where I'll just sit there and pick at my hair, and like I don't even know I'm doing it because my anxiety is so bad. But I looked up the main causes of it. Now, I don't have, like, I grew up and my mom and dad fought all the time. Like when I was little, I witnessed that, but I wasn't, not that I know of anyways, like abused in other ways. And I'm being real with you guys. But it says one of the main causes of that is here, I'll pull it up for you guys. Okay, hold on one second. If I can remember how to spell it, it's a long word. Yeah, they said she was pulling her hair out. Um, trichotillomania, tilomania, and people do it with like their eyebrows or their eyelashes too. It's like oh my gosh, have you ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's basically picking, right? Like you're picking at your skin, you're pulling.
yeah, people
Yeah.
do their skin. Like I was just picking at my fingernails just a minute ago. But it's a sign. Hold on one second. I have it on my phone, I think, because I was like, well, I didn't have this. But it says the causes. Um, here, let me just share my screen over here. But I didn't see any like newer pictures of Jack and Lily other than the ones on the flyer, like on Malaya's on her Facebook. So and I was looking at Lily's hair to see if she actually was picking her hair. You know what I mean? Because that is a sign right there that shit's going on there. You know what I mean? So this is what uh, it says: emotional distress, feelings of shame, embarrassment. Oh, that's basically. Hold on one second. The what causes it? Causes, risk factors, genetic. Hold on one second. Stress, high stress situations, emotional triggers like boredom, loneliness, frustration. Um, it said abuse too, like on the AI thing on my phone. Let's see. Where's the other one? But I mean, you guys get the gist of what if a child is doing that, right? It's stress. It's like abuse. It's something that it's a disorder, right? And then with Jack with not being fully potty trained, there's obviously something going on there, right? More than just being neglected, in my opinion. Um,
I
And then
agree. And I think maybe they had kind of an idea that it was going to be something like that. One of the search dogs that they use, search dog Ren,
yeah.
there's I don't know if anyone from the search is watching the live or knows, but I think that she is a retired support dog from Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason she's a 10-year-old Labrador Retriever.
This is the
And
cadaver, right?
no, this is just a
Or just
search
the scent?
dog.
The
But
scent dog. Okay.
she is a, hold on, I had it here. Basically, is like an emotional support dog that helps children that have been victims of sexual abuse.
Oh.
So I don't know if
Okay.
it's the same dog or
Yeah.
not, but I know there's this 10-year-old Labrador Retriever. It looks identical, has the same name, and was retired into the VIP program, very important pause program, out of
Mm-hmm.
Edmonton. And I think that she retired into Nova Scotia. So I don't know if they have, because of the situation, like I don't know if they brought in retired dogs or not, or if because the vest that the dog was wearing was a different color and everything than the other search dogs. So
Oh, I
how
didn't
do we
even notice
know
that.
that the CPS thing, like the reason for CPS coming in the first time, is really what Daniel said? It
Oh, yeah. There's no
the,
way for us
the
to
kid
find
could
out.
have disclosed way more to the teacher at school.
Mm-hmm.
That's been released. We don't know. But also, rugs are expensive, and
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, a great way to make money is by, and this is allegedly in my opinion, and I'm just discussing it theory, but could be through producing or taking pictures of selling inappropriate material involving children online. And that was a really, really dark theory that I had, that if this was going on, is it possible that one of these people that was purchasing content could have come in and taken the kids?
Oh, like
I
someone
think
like,
that's kind of
yeah,
far-fetched, but
yeah.
maybe
No, it's
not
still, you never
when
know.
I mean, human trafficking is huge in Nova
Mm-hmm.
Scotia.
It's huge everywhere. It's um there's not enough awareness on it either. And
Yeah.
it is all over.
Sometimes I
Um,
worry that kind of coming on here and telling all my theories are going to make people think, wow, like she's nuts. But I have a lot of them, and I don't have the skills to rule out anything. I'm not a police officer, so
yeah.
all I can
But
do is
you're
really
good
talk
though.
about
Like
it.
you're amazing at coming like the shoe thing and stuff. Like, holy crap, I didn't even notice her shoes. And then we were talking about Daniel's shoes. It
Oh yeah,
looks
we
like
didn't show that yet.
yeah, they look like the old shoes that you could put the bottle opener in. Like, you know how I know that's stupid.
Well,
Like
is
I'm
that a normal shoe sole? Because my whole thing
yeah,
was it looks like he stepped on like a burning hot, I don't
yeah,
know, something, and it like
yeah.
melted into his shoe.
So you would think that those shoes, I mean, does he wear those shoes all the time? There should be like his shoe prints, right? In the mud from those,
He
right?
has like
Like you
3
would think.
different pairs of shoes just in the interviews that I've seen, and poor Janie's walking around with holes in her.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's not right. Yeah. Well, she probably buys them shoes because she probably wants him to look better than her. You know what I mean? I'm looking for your thing right now to pull it up. Give me just a second. I just passed it, I think. Hold on. The shoes. Yeah, that is so weird. Yeah, I wonder. But they said for they, you would think they would have found something on their stinking phones or something with anything shady going on.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that reminds me. You said Janie has an iPhone.
Yes, Janie has an iPhone.
Okay,
The same
I
as
took
Malaya's, because she said that.
in her
Oops,
CBC
sorry, go
interview
ahead.
and in the interview that she did with Drunk Turkey, where she like
Yeah.
shows her phone screen with the messages on it. I
Yeah.
took and I did like the Google image search and I asked AI like what type of phone this is, and it's like
Yeah.
it's an Android because of the like the interface, like the buttons on it. I have an Android.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you cut out.
Sorry. Yeah, because my stupid headset is also connected to my phone.
Oh, okay. You're fine. Go
But
ahead.
when you can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So on my Android at the bottom, I have like the 3 little bars, and then I have like a square button, and then I have like the arrow button
Yeah.
as part of my interface. iPhone doesn't have that. So like
Hmm.
the phone that she was using and showed at that point in time was an Android. So that makes me wonder, did she have
Oh.
a second phone? Did she have a burner phone?
Oh, yeah, because yeah, in her messages, she said she had the same phone as Malaya, which is an iPhone. And then this one is an Android. I didn't even think to look at those. Here, I have the picture. So you're looking at the picture of her showing the maps or something?
It was during her CBC interview when she was like showing
Her,
her brother Ron's call. I'm trying to
yes,
find the
yes,
timestamp.
yes. So that would have been around the same time she did her voice messages. Maybe they did take her phone, because remember she said that might have been a loaner phone. But no, that couldn't be right, because they took the picture of her actual real phone. So that doesn't make sense. Maybe the loaner phone was an Apple phone then? Because she was talking about like how the noises or something, like on the Facebook Messenger, was making these weird noises. You know what I mean? How it makes the weird little noises. And she says, "No, I have the same phone as Malaya, which is an iPhone." I know she did, because you know what I mean? I heard her. Where the heck is
Yeah,
that
but
picture?
they took the
Here it is.
phones before they even had the affidavits. And if you look at the
Yeah, I see
dates on
that.
the affidavits,
Yep.
they only were good from May 16th to the 23rd. So it couldn't have been when she did her interview in June.
I'm looking at her phone now, the pink one, right? It has a pink like Temu case around it.
Yeah.
Like I have a Temu case on mine, so hey, it's cool. Hold on one second. I'm gonna pull it up. I can't tell. Like I see the thing at the bottom, but that would be a phone app, right? Or is that Messenger? Hold on. Is that Facebook Messenger, or is that a phone app on the bottom there, guys? Hold on one second. I don't have this on my. Let me email myself and then pull it up real quick. Do you want to talk about his shoes? Why allowed? Why? Bleh,
Yeah.
why allowed this? Okay.
Has anybody seen a tread that looks like this? I can't even see any tread on it. And it
Yeah.
looks
Look.
like a carrot peeler.
Yeah. It looks like the old ones that. Here, let me see if I can zoom it in more. So here. It looks like the old shoes you put a bottle opener in to, you know what I mean? But they were usually flip flops. And the flip flops, you could literally take your flip flop off and open a beer bottle with it. I know that sounds silly, but this was like back in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, but could you
You know
imagine
what I
like
mean?
how strange, like would you even, if you were looking for
Yeah,
footprints, would you even
yeah, it was
notice
weird. But
that as a footprint? Like,
do you guys, yeah, anybody have shoes like these? Like this, there's no tread on the front. You see that? So hopefully you didn't walk in those in the snow, because if you
maybe they're
buck
Temu shoes.
a JB wig from Temu, get the heck out of here. A Janie wig. Get the fuck out. Justin's buying a Janie wig from
I,
Temu.
I saw you can buy bulldozers on there.
Oh my god. I wonder if she got her pool off Temu. Freaking, it was like this small. That's why nobody could see it on there. Daniel's tread has worn out since 1995. I think those are the 1990 shoes with the bottle opener. All right, I sent the phone to my email, guys. But nobody has a pair of these shoes? Come on, speak up if you do. Like, come on. All right, hold on one second. Oh, geez, hold on. Let me remove that. Everybody can see all my emails here. Hold on. What is this? All right, 1 second. I know I sent it to myself. Is that it? Yes. Okay. Let me open Zoom in there. All right, add a stage. There we go. All right. This is the phone right here, Janie's phone.
Yeah, do you see
So
down here at the bottom?
Right
it's
here.
Get Messenger, but you can see the start of the circle and the caret. That is an Android.
That's an Android. Okay. I'm going to find that thing that I know they're getting rid of chats on Facebook or something. They said they're not going to be doing them anymore.
Weird.
That's crazy,
Oh,
right?
and you know what else is weird though? In the screenshots, or they're not actually screenshots. They're like a picture of her phone like this that Daniel sent Drunk Turkey during his interview. This pink case is missing, and I'm wondering, why doesn't she have a case on her phone? Is it that because the phone doesn't look broke, does the case not fit this other phone? Like, is this yet another phone?
Yeah, it makes you wonder, because I know didn't they take Daniels and give him a burner? Hi, Brandy, good to see you, hon. Didn't they take his phone and give him not a burner phone, but like a loaner phone while they checked it out? I wonder if they took hers and she hasn't God, it's been 5 months. You would think she'd get it back by now.
I don't think that they took anyone's except for Daniel and Malaya's, and I think that they should have taken everyone's and cloned it to see.
Oh, I agree. They should have took everybody's. But all they had to do is just basically put what are those things in it and transfer everything. Well, I guess even if it's an Android, they can just put it into a computer. They don't even need to take it.
Yeah, and if they're all using the same internet, like you can pull your search results right from your modem. You don't even need to have the history on your device. So
I'm glad you brought that up, because there is something Daniel mentions, and he's like, why didn't Malaya tell them about the Wi-Fi router or something like that later on, until later. I can't remember where this was, if it was in a text, or I'll have to find it tonight. And I kept saying, how the hell did she not have Wi-Fi to call 911, guys? Like, you have Starlink. Did they get rid of that router or something? Like, I don't understand. Like, did they not give the router to the police? Like, it's just really confusing, right? Like, how you're standing there in the yard. How the heck do you not have, you know what I mean? And usually you can place a 911 call with like 2G too. Like, you don't need. And if she had an iPhone 14 or up, I think she had satellite calling as well. Yes, I brought that up last night. Daniel said, hold on. Justin said, I brought that up last night. Daniel said that she called 911 over Wi-Fi, and Malaya said she called it over her cell phone data coverage. So that's really odd, right? Like,
didn't she also say that she had to disconnect from her Wi-Fi in order to get enough service to call 911, which I thought was complete BS.
Well, I see what she's saying there. So I have to use Wi-Fi. I know that sounds ridiculous. So, but I don't use Wi-Fi calling at my house. I only use it for my data, because I have like one stinking bar in my house because the service sucks out here. But when I leave the area, like say I go out in the yard, and I get a big yard, like, so I'll go out in the yard where the Wi-Fi doesn't reach out in my yard. So I turn the Wi-Fi off and just use my regular phone data. So maybe she was too far away, maybe from the house when she called 911, but like, just go back inside and call, right? Like, that's weird, don't you think? Yes, Salty, she said she had to disconnect from her Wi-Fi. Here, Wi-Fi
But
and
is
staying on the cord
Wi-Fi different than
weird.
standard? Yeah, here's the thing.
Yeah, that's
Starlink is
weird.
not designed to interfere with cell signals and has received approval from the FCC for its direct-to-cell technology,
Oh,
which
well,
uses
damn.
different frequencies to avoid interference.
Well, there you go. Then that's very odd then. Yeah, because that's very odd. Then I don't know why.
Maybe it's
Maybe,
just because she wasn't at home when she called.
maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe she was out in the woods looking, or maybe she drove off, or that's what I'm saying. The timeline that morning just nothing adds up. Doesn't make sense. You know what I
And
mean?
Thursday too, I feel like they were both quite deceptive about that. Malaya's story about going to Tim Hortons and Starbucks and all this stuff. Like
Oh,
that
that's weird too.
Starbucks is completely missing from the Google timeline. Even
Yeah, I
for
know.
Wednesday, Daniel was recounting Wednesday as if it was Thursday.
Yep,
Um,
yep. It's like they were
and
effed
then
up.
the
There's no
investigator was
freaking.
just like, "Oh, I think Daniel was mistaken." What they they both were caught lying about it because it was
Yep,
only clarified by the Google timelines.
yep, exactly. There was 5 stops on Malaya's timeline, and counting 2 of those is leaving the house and coming back to the house, right? Like the house is considered one, I think, right? Because they're Dollarama, and then the gas station, the Tim Hortons one was brought up. I think there's a Circle K or something at that Tim Hortons. I have a video
Yeah,
of
like they
that. I need
got gas, they got $20 of gas, and then they went through the drive-through and they might have gotten the kids bagels. Like they don't even
Yeah,
know if they
yeah.
fed
How do
them.
you not know? How do you freaking not know you got your kids' food? Like, I don't understand that. That's crazy to me, right?
But they were apparently seen going into the Dollarama,
And then
unless
the
you want to
comedian,
go really tinfoil hat, which I'm kind of thinking like, what if these weren't even their kids that they were with? What if they borrowed someone else's kids to have them seen on camera?
oh
The
shit,
time
yeah.
what if the timeline is actually really messed up and these kids went missing like April 30th, April 29th?
Yeah. Yeah. And they were trying to make up this elaborate plan the whole time. Yeah, because think about it, the Edmund guy, well, he was completely off on his time unless they made a mistake there, because it said 11:30 to 12:30 or 11 to 12 that he saw them at the Dollarama. Well, on her GPS, they weren't at the Dollarama till like 1 something, 1:45 or something like that.
Yep.
And then Malaya waits, what, like 8 minutes to go into the dollar store, which is not a long time. She could have been smoking, who knows, you know what I mean, out of the car. And then she goes in with Meadow. Then Daniel waited, what, like 12 extra minutes or so? I don't know. It's very weird. And then he walks in with Jack and Lilly. I wonder if it was actually them. Yeah. Do
I
they
bet
have
it's because he was sitting out in the car smoking
smoking
something
or
before he went
something?
in. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wonder if the friend was there around that time and he was dropping something off to Daniel. Maybe Daniel was waiting for him. Like, we wouldn't know that unless we actually had confirmation of a receipt or something that was shown to us, or you know what I mean?
I want to see Edmund's Google timeline. I want to see like
Yeah, I
was it
know.
actually overnight May 1st or was it overnight May 1st into May 2nd? Like did the kids end up in the garbage can outside the Dollarama? Seriously. Because I don't think that if something happened to them, like they're gonna dispose of them the quickest, easiest way for them. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
gonna be, I don't know, it's not gonna be elaborate.
No, I agree. I agree. I know. I wish I knew everything that they had, the RCMB.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got to cut this short. I guess I burned my food. So,
Oh no, I'm sorry. And
no,
yeah, like I
no,
said, I'm just
not
talking
you.
here, so don't take anything I say as
No,
gospel because
it's not
tomorrow I'll
you.
have another idea.
I love this. Like, I could literally do this for like 20 hours. Like, No, I put in my like a London broil. I seared it, like just but I turned the temperature literally on like 300 so it wouldn't burn. And I guess it burned. Somebody told me I burned it. That sucks, guys.
I made chicken noodle soup tonight because everybody here has the flu.
Oh my gosh, I hope you feel better. It's going around.
Yep.
It's going around. It sucks, man. But that's the
Never
best care.
fails.
Chicken noodle and sleep. Yep. Chicken
For
noodle
sure.
and sleep. But you're more than welcome to come on anytime. I love this. I love talking like to somebody that has different ideas than I do. Cause like, and I tell you, like, it makes me feel like a relief is off my shoulders too, because I feel like my head is so full of this case. It's crazy. Like,
yeah. I just want everybody to understand, like, I don't know these people personally, and I'm sure that there are some people that feel very protective of everyone who's involved, and that's your family and it's your real life, and it's not my family or my real life, so I'm not as sensitive maybe as I should be all the time, and I do apologize for that. And I'll be the first to say, if it comes out that no one in the family was involved, I'll be the first person to apologize for any accusation I've made, but until the kids are found, I really feel that everything needs to be considered, even if it's terrible and we don't want to go there.
No, I understand. Yeah, I understand. It's
Cool.
just,
All right.
I appreciate you guys. Tell Salty, thank you so much for coming up. And we appreciate you guys as well for hanging out with us. Salty, you're amazing. And yeah, anytime you want to come up, I'll throw you a link and vice versa. Like we can just, you know what I mean?
Sounds good. All right. Take care, everyone.
Thank you so much. Have a good night. I don't know if I have to do it or, okay, she was able to. All right. All right, guys, how was everything? Who's arguing in chat, guys? Come on. We're here to like figure out what the heck is going on here. Find two babies that are missing. Thank you, Daphne and Guess and Mods. You guys are great. Thank you. It's, I love having different people up so we can kind of shoot ideas off. And she's very attention to detail. Like she noticed Daniel's shoes and Janie's shoes and stuff. That's amazing, right, guys? Like that's crazy. That's amazing. Me, I'm more like I remember like things that they said and like things that they did, and you do not need mobile data to call 911 Nova Scotia. You can make a call from a cell phone even without a service plan and even without oh, that's pretty cool, Crazy Tom. I did not know that. That's good because if you don't have service and you need to call 911, that's here, Salty and Daphne. Thank you guys. And I'm happy that some people I sent 10 memberships out earlier when I started, so I'm glad you guys received them. It just kind of like randomly sends them out. But I want to say thank you to everybody that did gift memberships today and for the super stickers and stuff. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. I guess I'm trying to figure out what my food situation. And try to get some rest. 2G to call 911. Thank you. That's what I thought, Brandy. Thank you. You need bars. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. And I have so much more stuff, but I'm gonna who doesn't stop? But I have so much more stuff that I will show you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna go get some rest, and I'm still feeling under the weather. But you guys have a great night, and thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good night.